Chapter 23, A Dirty Lie. Forrest had never held so much money in his hand before. He went right to the shed with the gold, fearful that he might lose it. No sooner had he opened the pouch and pulled out some coins than Tuck flew down from the rafter, landed on Forrest's shoulder, anxious to inspect the shiny objects. "Never thought we'd see the like of these, hey, Tuck?" Tuck murmured as if in agreement and nudged a coin with his beak. "Oh, no," Forrest said, pulling it away from him. "You'll not get one of these. They're not tin. They're gold, Tuck, real gold." He was putting the coins back in the pouch when he had the ominous feeling that he was not alone. His eyes darted around the dark shed, and the hairs on the back of his neck stood up as a shadow moved in the corner. He quickly hid the pouch back in his shirt. He could feel Tuck's heart beating in his ear as the raven fluffed out his throat hackles in alarm. Wow. Should we stop right there? He's just had that gold. Somebody's going to wonder how he got that gold. Should we stop? No, I think we'll keep going. "Hey," came a hoarse whisper. Forrest jumped and let out a cry, but he drew in a sigh of relief when he saw Ned looking out from behind a barrel. His face was blackened with soot, and his hat and his hair were covered in ashes. As he stepped out into the light, Forrest felt his stomach twist at the sight of Ned's badly burned and bloodied knees. "Ned," he whispered. "Aye," Ned said. "'Tis me." "But what are you doing here, Forrest?" whispered Forrest. "I've run away," Ned told him, "and I ain't going back. I'll take my chances in the open air rather than go up one of them chimneys again. Let him come after me if he wants to," he said wearily. "I'd rather die by the knife than by burning." Forrest put his hands on Ned's bony shoulders. "But Ned, you don't have to go back." Forrest told him, the excitement rising in his voice. He pulled out the pouch and emptied it onto the work table. "You can use these to pay off your indenture. You'll be free, Ned. You'll be free." "Have mercy on my soul," Ned gasped. "Where'd they come from? Did you rob the Tower's mint to get them?" Forrest quickly explained how Maddy had offered her ring and how he had lost it. He also told Ned of how the Scot had paid him in gold to help Maddy escape. "There's enough here for you to pay off your indenture and to get lodgings and food in the city besides." Ned blinked, too stunned with his good fortune to speak. "Am I dreaming?" he finally asked. "No," said Forrest, "it's no dream. We'll go and pay off the sweep together. But where will we say the gold came from?" "We're going to say we found it beside a wagon." He could think what he likes. "Maybe it was a wagon from the mint, or a cart carrying some nobleman's belongings to his cell. I can't go with you until I finish my work. You can hide here until then." All day long, Forrest was distracted with thoughts of what lay ahead and was unable to hide his jittery nerves. "Confound it, Forrest, hold still with that wire, or your thumb will end up under my hammer," his father fumed later in the afternoon. The two were back at the cages repairing doors. "Whatever is the matter with you, boy? You are as fidgety as a hen about to go under an axe." "Sorry, father," Forrest muttered. "I was just thinking." "Thinking?" his father echoed. "Have mercy on my soul. I'm not raising a philosopher. The only thoughts in your head should be on your work. Now hold that wire still." Forrest did as he was told, and his father nailed the wire into place. "Ah!" Master Harper groaned as he rubbed his back. "What is it, father?" "'Tis nothing one of your mother's mustard plasters won't cure," his father replied. "I'll have her mix me up one tonight. 'Twill draw out the ache in my back for sure." Forrest took a deep breath and tried to steady his voice. "I could bring the prisoner her sup if you like," he offered. "'Twould do your back no good to have to climb all those steps." His father smiled. "Ah, now there is the sort of thinking I approve of." Forrest's heart pounded. The plan was in motion, and if everything went as it should, Maddy would not be there to eat her supper. While Forrest fed the birds, Ned hid behind a barrel in the shed. But it wasn't long before Ned grew restless and began to draw on the wall with the piece of coal he carried in his pocket. He drew a dragon's body and was so consumed with his picture that he didn't hear the shed door open, and he didn't hear the footsteps until they were right behind him. "Forrest, is that—" Ned began, but his words were cut off short by a cold, spindly hand that clutched his neck and the gritty fingernails that dug into his throat. "I thought I might find you here," Simon Frick hissed in Ned's ear. "You didn't really think you could run out of me, did you?" "No, sir," Ned gasped as he struggled to breathe. "I can pay you, sir. I've got gold." The long black fingernails sprung back like a spider lifting the legs off its prey. "Gold, you say?" "Aye, sir, right here." Ned sputtered as he dug into his shirt. He pulled out the pouch, wherein Simon Frick grabbed over and took it all away from him. "It's right, Mr. Frick. You go ahead and take a look. 'Tis real gold, surely enough to pay off my indenture and then some. Why, so there is. The Sweep clicked his tongue against his rotted teeth as he greedily fingered the gold pieces in the bag. There's more than double what I paid for you here. Ned smiled uneasily. Like I told you, sir, you can take out what I owes for my indenture and give me back the rest. But the Sweep made no move to hand over the gold. Instead, he held up the bag and shook it next to his ear. Now there's a pretty jingling, eh? Sweetest music I did ever hear. I'd be most interested in knowing how you came by it. Sorry. Ned gulped as he tried to remember what Forrest had told him. Found it. Found it by a wagon near the mint. The Sweep's eyes narrowed. Well, you're a clever lad to be keeping such a lookout. Clever indeed. Thank you, sir, Ned said, his voice cracking. And well, you should thank me, boy, for I've decided to keep this quiet and not give it up to the constable. But Master Frick, sir, the constable don't need to know nothing, for that gold belongs to me. But before he could get another word out, the Sweep took the end of his broom and whacked Ned across the cheek with it, knocking him down. You sniveling vermin, Simon Frick snarled. Nothing belongs to you, not as long as you're indentured to me. You seem to forget that I own you, boy. And that means I can own whatever crumb you may pick up on the street. Found this gold? Pretty story, but I've got a better one. You stole the gold, and you're lying. So if I were you, I'd forget you ever saw it. Get up now and come with me, for tomorrow you'll climb, bloody or not. And if you're lucky, I won't be mentioning this business again. But my indenture, Ned protested as he held his throbbing cheek. You said yourself there was enough. Who would ever believe you could pay it off yourself, you stupid boy, the Sweep replied. 'Tis your word against mine, and I say your indenture remains unpaid. He reached into the pouch and plucked out a gold piece. This one coin is good enough rope around your neck, he whispered darkly. If you ever try to run away from me again, I'll take this coin to the constable and tell him how you stole gold and spent it all, save for this one that I found on you. Ned shivered as the Sweep put his thin gray lips to the coin and bit. 'Twill just take my word, and this one coin will put you in the cart to Tyburn, Simon Frick whispered. You'll be hung as a thief. It's a lie, Ned whispered. A dirty lie. Downright filthy, the Sweep laughed. And there's the beauty of it, for no one will ever learn the truth. He pulled Ned up by the collar and dragged him to the door. Come along now, vermin, he hissed. The others are waiting. Wow. That's the second time that there's been an opportunity for Rat to be saved. And they've lost it again. Simon Frick is a very evil man. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens next.